Hey everyone, welcome back. It's me, it's Stax, and coming at you again with yet another basic competitive map short for dummies. Whether you're new to competitive HOTS or coming back after a small break like myself, I'm just here to give a brief rundown at the basic granular level on how teams in the amateur scene and GS Heroes Lounge like to run these specific maps so it's not kind of new or a little confusing for you. So today we are going to go ahead and cover one of my favorite maps, Towers of Doom. I'm an offlaner at heart. I absolutely love this game, and not necessarily this game, but I love this game, but this map in particular because it's an offlaner style map. I mean, it's kind of boring in my mind. You play the supportive role as an offlaner, and I only say that because I want to get into the rotations and what you're supposed to do on this particular map as the offlaner. You just give XP and to your team so they can do what they need to do. A good offlaner will know when to rotate to the team and take advantage of being able to outsoak the opponents and hopefully give your team the win. So let's dive right into it. A lot of things to cover on Towers of Doom because it's the only map in the game where the heroes themselves cannot do physical damage to the core. Everything on this map has a purpose, and everything on this map will help you take down your enemies. So, as we see in the middle here, like every other map, besides tradition, the mid lane crashes first. We want to catch soak so everyone can get to their respective lanes faster and just gain that advantage. Kills don't necessarily mean much until right around level 7, so the soak is the name of the game up until that point. So, Towers of Doom, we meet in the middle here, and unlike other maps, this is a map where you will have, even if it is a 3-man map, you want to have your 4-man down here in the bot lane. And all of the soak, primary soak, on this map will be on your offlaners. So they will be with the team getting mid lane, going back up top, back down to the mid, and then back top. Rinse and repeat. That's essentially what your offlane will be doing this entire match. Just 20 some minutes of just soaking waves, unless if rotations are made down to the bot to join the 4-man or 4-man taking care of the offlane to make advantage in the bot lane. But speaking of the bot lane is the most important lane on Towers of Doom. And the reason why we say this is because of these two. I have it highlighted here in this explosive yellow bits here, but this is going to be the sapper camps. When you control your enemy's tower, we'll just say we're the blue team here. So you take down this structure, and in this structure, you take it over for yourself. So unlike other maps, this one respawns under your control, your color, depending on which side that you're on. So we'll say that blue team now owns this particular one. You capture these camps, they will run down this way up through here. Now, like I said, no one can do damage other to the core in this particular game other than the altar objectives, the boss, the sapper minions that we have here, or if you capture all 3 of these towers, known as the 6 cap. That's the only way. And then the boss himself. I'm sorry, I forgot about the boss. So the boss itself will do some damage to the enemy's core. But the reason why you want this bot lane and your 4-man in the bot lane is because each sapper camp provides 3 shots. So that's 6 total between these two. There's this line here, right about the rampart here, that the sapper camps will want to cross. If you successfully get them to cross, that's 6 additional shots onto the core. So that's where you want the main power of your team is in this bot lane. So the other lanes need soak because, like I said, soak is important. You want to get to 21st. So that's why all of the wave clear. You want a double soaker in your offlaner to be able to take care of mid and top lanes. And that's the main point of this particular map. So another way, besides those sapper camps, so they do spawn at 1 minute, and then subsequently every, I believe it's a minute and a half. Let me just double check my notes here. Yes, I'm sorry, 3 minutes. So they spawn at minute 1 and then 3 minutes after that. And then there's one up in the top lane. But again, it's not. It is 3, But again, the 6 is where, name of the game is where you're going to end up winning a lot of these matches. So after the first 3 minutes of this going on, the altars will spawn. So I have the altars highlighted here in these particular little crosshairs. So those are the 4 spawning locations. The first and the 5th spawns throughout the entire match will be 3. Those 3 are destined to have 3, and all the other spawn points are going to be random. So it is going to be the typical 30-second channel. I'm sorry, not 30-second, 6-second channel to capture these. Whenever you capture these altars, change this back to red, you will do the four shots, and you'll get shots for each tower that you control plus 1, which would be essentially your core. So you capture one of these, you get 4 shots on the core. You capture 2, that will be 8, or potentially even 12 shots if you're able to capture all 3. So if you lose, say blue team does recapture this structure down here, red team per altar is only able to do 3 shots on core, while the blue team will do 5. So it's very important to not only to control the sappers down here in the bot lane, but as well to control these towers. And then that's why we have just the general power of the 4-man. So say your offlaner is getting out-soaked, you can rotate people up to go ahead and gank the offlaner. This is a primary map for Zool. Zool has some tremendous wave clear, but he has no escapability. So, if the enemy team has a Zool, it may want to be a discussion to make sure we have rotations to rotate up, slow him down, and potentially get a kill. So the boss, like typical bosses, spawns at 5 minutes exactly, and then another 5 minutes after that fact, after you cap him. But you capture the point of the boss, and that is 4 shots onto the enemy core. So as you can see, this kind of starts to build up after a while. Each core is protected, can't have hero damage done to it, so all these little objectives on the particular map is how you get it done. And each core has 40 health. But again, if you're looking at 6 shots every 3 minutes down in that bot lane, that's where most of this is done. And like I said, if you can win team fights, I don't normally get into drafting strategies or anything like that. But again, you want high siege damage in the bot lane and campability. So Greymanes, Sylvanas, even Tychuses with Odin, anyone that can really tear down some structures and camps. And then all of the wave clear, because your 4-man only has 1 set of waves to clear. So all of your wave clear needs to be on that offlaner. After 12 minutes into this particular map, I have highlighted here on these lightning bolts, each team will have a respective tunnel to help you rotate faster from spawn. So you can get healthy, and then come back and start right here at this tunnel. And lastly, if you get a 6 cap, so we talked about having a 6 cap, which is not necessarily very difficult, but very hard to do. Just because most teams will, once you take one structure, it kind of wake up the enemy team and they want to go retake that capture. So you end up playing this ring around the rosy style game, where you capture bot and then you go up maybe top, but then the whole entire enemy team goes back bottom and then recaptures the bot lane, and then you do this ring around the rosy until the next objective pops. But when you do get that 6 cap, the core immediately fires 1 shot of damage at the enemy core, and then 1 shot for every 6 seconds. After 6 shots, after 6 points of damage, it halves that time. So then it does 1 shot every 3 seconds. So the longer you're able to hold that 6 cap, the faster this game is going to end. Just kind of like a mercy roll for the enemy teams. But other than that, that's Towers of Doom. Really good map, really cool aesthetic. I like it. It's kind of like a graveyardy type thing. But if you guys like this content, leave a like. Give me some comments if you want to see something else. Whether this is too much going on the screen. Like I said, I know this particular map has a lot going on. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see and what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.